We'll be discussing one of the most important skills for making good decisions and solving problems effectively. That is clear thinking, and how step by step you can organize your ideas to think that way. So if you are interested, keep watching this video until the end. Clear thinking involves a combination of critical thinking, logic, and creativity. By learning how to think clearly, you can improve your problem-solving skills, make better decisions, and achieve your goals more effectively. Define the problem. The first step in clear thinking is to define the problem. Before you can start thinking about a problem, you need to understand what it is. This means identifying the key issues involved and breaking down the problem into smaller, more manageable parts. Gather information. Once you've defined the problem, the next step is to gather information. This means collecting as much data as possible about the problem. Look for facts, statistics, and relevant information to help you understand the situation better. The more information you have, the better equipped you'll be to evaluate possible solutions. Analyze the information. Once you've gathered information, the next step is to analyze it carefully. Look for patterns, trends, and relationships between the different pieces of data. Use logic and reason to evaluate the information and come up with possible solutions. Consider the pros and cons of each option. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to go further in life. Use logic and reason. Use logic and reason to evaluate the information and come up with possible solutions. Consider the pros and cons of each option. Using logic and reason means applying critical thinking skills to evaluate information and ideas in a logical and systematic way. It involves breaking down complex ideas into simpler components, analyzing the relationships between these components, and drawing rational conclusions based on the available evidence. In practice, using logic and reason involves 1. Identifying the problem. Clearly define the problem you are trying to solve or the decision you need to make. Make sure you understand what you are trying to achieve and what the key issues are. 2. Identifying assumptions. Identify any assumptions that underlie your thinking. Assumptions are ideas that we take for granted without questioning. By identifying assumptions, you can test them against the available evidence and avoid making decisions based on faulty assumptions. 3. Evaluating arguments. Look at the evidence and arguments presented and evaluate them critically. Consider the strengths and weaknesses of each argument and weigh the evidence in a balanced and fair manner. 4. Drawing conclusions. Based on the available evidence and your analysis, draw conclusions that are logical, coherent, and based on sound reasoning. Make sure your conclusions are supported by the available evidence and that they address the problem or decision at hand. Overall, using logic and reason helps to ensure that your thinking is based on rational and evidence-based decision-making. It can help you avoid making decisions based on emotions, biases, or faulty assumptions, and increase your chances of making good decisions and solving problems effectively. Avoid emotional thinking. It's important to avoid emotional thinking when trying to think clearly. This means avoiding making decisions based solely on emotions or personal biases. Keep an open mind and be willing to consider alternative perspectives. Take a step back. Sometimes, it can be helpful to take a step back from a problem and look at it from a different perspective. This can help you see the problem in a new light and come up with fresh ideas. It's important to be flexible in your thinking and consider multiple perspectives. Test your ideas. Once you've come up with the possible solution, the next step is to test it out. Look for evidence that supports your idea and consider how it might work in practice. It's important to be willing to revise your thinking. Get feedback. Finally, it's important to get feedback from others to help you evaluate your ideas. Ask for constructive criticism and be willing to revise your thinking. Getting feedback from others can help you see the problem from different angles and improve your solutions. In conclusion, clear thinking is an essential skill for making good decisions and solving problems effectively. By defining the problem, gathering information, analyzing the information, avoiding emotional thinking, taking a step back, testing your ideas, and getting feedback, you can improve your problem-solving skills and achieve your goals more effectively. Remember that clear thinking takes practice, so don't get discouraged if it doesn't come easily at first. With time and effort, you can develop this important skill and become a more effective problem solver and decision maker. Don't forget to subscribe for more content and check this video about the most important habit that you can develop.